Hey guys, welcome to my official gear progression guide video. I'll be going in depth on how to progress your character from nothing to endgame. This may be a long video, so get some popcorn. I want to make this a comprehensive guide and go in depth about everything. That being said, let's get started. So when you first get started, you just pick up whatever and use whatever you can until 200. There are some training guides here and there, but basically, here's what you should end up with. This is generally what all my mules have by the time they finish to 200. Let me go over each piece. Firstly, let's go over Penciliers. Pencilier drops from any mobs from 140 and above, all the way to Limina. 260 plus areas don't drop Penciliers anymore. For the secondary, you should have one already from either your job quest line or from burning events or something. Regardless, it doesn't matter for now. And the emblem, you get it around level 100. And for everything else, for the Phasing Eye, you get these from Zack. They can drop from normal, and if not, you can try killing him daily. Or you can do Chaos weekly for a higher chance. You can bring a friend to carry you if you can. Zack also drops the cape and belt in Chaos mode. The cape is fodder for Absolab gear in the future, so you may want to stock up on these. And the belt is usable until you get your superior belt. More on that later. The next thing we're going to talk about is the items dropped from Horntails. These items are the Chaos Horntail Pendant, the Assiduous Earrings, and the Silver Blossom Ring. You can do this boss daily and get a friend to get high drop rate to help you kill it and get it easier. Don't forget to tell your friend to turn off pet loot. Next is Arcane. This is yet another daily boss you can do, and you will be doing this for a very long time. The guaranteed drop is the Mech Pendant. He always drops this every day. But what you really want is the Dom Pendant. This is very important. It is a decent item to use for a while, and it's a pretty rare drop. But at least you can do it every day. You'll be wearing one of these for a very long time, and you need more for sub-pendant fodder in the future. And later on, you need this to fodder to your sub-pendant to a source. And lastly, we have Magnus. The normal version you can do daily. The shoulder and batch are fairly common. But to speed it up again, just bring a friend with high drop rate. If you do the hard version, he has a chance to drop the Tyrant Cape and Boots. Do not stock force these. They're super expensive. They will, however, be a super nice placeholder until you get your Absol gear. More on that later. So again, this is the standard gear I have on my meals. And there's a lot more to prove too. But let's go with daily bosses, so we can start improving some gear. So just doing normal big beam will have a chance to drop the cup, which you wear for a very long time. Make sure you do peak beam daily just to replace your cup with a better flame until you're satisfied. For the eye, you can get a black beam mark and go to 20 stars, which is way better than the Zack one. The belt could also drop in normal. These are all very low drop rate on normal, so get a friend to carry you, or you can try soloing Chaos. The belt will be a decent placeholder until you get your sub belt too. I prefer this one over the Zack belt, because at least the PP belt you can fodder into your sub belt. The Zack one you cannot. I won't talk much about foddering in this video, but I do have a previous video explaining this in my A to Z C10 guide. And the last daily boss, and the most important one, is Skullix. You only really want to do the hard version or Helix. Definitely get a friend to carry you for this one. Superior gear is basically endgame till you get your pitches, which is a very long time. Helix drop anything from Crack, Solid, Reinforce, and Superior items. You want the Reinforce or Superior. Reinforce fodders into the Superior. That being said, Helix only drops the earrings and belt. The ring and pendant you have to pay 700 coins for each. Doing Helix every day drops anywhere between 25 and 30 coins per day. On average, it takes about 1 month for one superior piece. So you want to run this every single day, since it is a huge time gate. But it is a massive part of your damage. Since 4-piece superior gives 30 boss and 30 IED. So for drops, you pray for the earrings and belt. You never buy these. For the rings and pendant, you want to buy the ring first, since there are 4 ring slots. And there's no other good rings to use in the meantime. Event rings work okay too, but I won't mention that here. Get the pendant second, since you can still rock the mech and Dom for a while. And it gives you more time to get Dom fodders. For demonstration purposes, I'll replace all the islands with superior gear for now, since it's RNG when you finish your set. We'll also add in Dom, since you most likely find one in 2 months. If not, then that's pretty unlucky. Next, let's talk about CRAs. You should be doing this weekly until you finish turn 1 or 22 in your hat, top, and bottom, depending on your goal. The weapon you will use as fodder into your Absolab weapon. Also very important, there is a quest on your white light bulb to kill each boss 10 times. Then you gotta turn in after you finish, and take it again. So basically gotta kill each series boss 20 times, or 20 weeks, and then you get a decent title. But before we talk about that, I'll replace the cave and boots with the Magnus items, since you will most likely have it at this point. You guys should look like this without all your CRA pieces. You can fodder your Pestilers into your CRAs, so they won't go to waste. The overall only goes into either the top or bottom. So if you want to fodder, you need 2 of the overalls. And the weapon may take 2 or 3 weeks to get, but it's not a big deal. Next, let's talk about the secondary. This is a weekly boss, and you want to do it every single week for a very long time. Mostly for the countering. I recommend high drop rate, or bring a friend to carry you with high drop rate. The second stage requires you to kill some mobs. Having a soul weapon with a summon makes quick work of these. Or if your friend has a different class than you, it makes it easier. For example, you are a thief and they are an archer. I won't explain it in this video, but trust me. So doing Pinot will give you your best in slot secondary. This takes 2 or 3 weeks to get 50 pieces for your secondary. The other item she drops is the Kana's treasure ring. You will need tons of these, since you will need the Sorcerer's one to use, and another one for Salt Ring fodder. Now our equipment tab is looking pretty full. The last ring you can use as an event ring, or work on getting a Meister ring. I won't explain how to do that in this video. So let me use the event ring as a placeholder. And going forward, this event ring will be an Unos ring whenever you get one. Either War or Con, depending on your class. Again, the event ring is just a placeholder. If you are in a guild with a guild shop, you can buy the 3 totems for 500 mil each, or 1.5 mil total. These are permanent and a one-time thing. They have okay stats. Otherwise, don't worry about it. An alternative is doing the Afterlands quest, which will take a while to do. There are several guides out there, but for this video, I'll be using the guild totems. And the only thing we're really missing is the medal. The best in slot is the Monster Park medal. This requires you to do Monster Park 30 times for each day of the week. In the end, you get a title that gives you 10% IED. Wow, we're looking like a real player now. With the Android, you want to wait for an event that gives you a fairy heart, and any Android works. It will be your best slot heart, at least until the pitch version. This is a very extreme example, I know. But all these items depending on RNG and things available at the time. You will be doing normal Lotus and Damien for a while. Unless your friend carries you in hard. It will take you a while to hit, so just be safe. Let's talk about the weeklies for the Absolab gear. It is a hassle, but you gotta do what you gotta do. First, let's talk about Scrapyard. Scrapyard is for the Lotus pieces. Talk to One-Eyed and take whatever quest he gives you. There's a lot of bad quests and some good ones. You can exchange them if you want, but they're not too bad nowadays. When you turn them in, you have enough for basically one Absolab piece. For Lotus or Scrapyard, you want the gloves first, as the magnet escaping boots will carry you for a while. You can fodder your Peculiar gloves into anti-group gloves in the downtown black market into your Absolab. The second piece you want to buy is boots, since it's worse than the Tyrant Cape in terms of stats. You can fire the Peculiar boots into anti-group boots from CRA into your Absolab boots. And lastly, you want to get the cape. You can fodder the exact cape into the Absolab cape. Next is Dark World Tree. Again, any quest here is fine, but I like the top and middle. If you look at the layout, you can see it tapers off towards the top, making the map smaller and easier to kill mobs. But anything is fine. For the Damien pieces, you'll want the weapon, because it'll give you a huge boost almost immediately. Fodder your CRA weapon into your Absolab weapon. And lastly, the shoulders. You can fodder the anti-group shoulders into the Absolab shoulders. If you, however, want more fodder, just in case, you can do Renmaru every day for the Japanese equipment for fodder. And you'll be pretty much rocking this gear for a very long time. The next piece you'll probably get is the Slime Ring, which will replace your Event Ring. You can also replace your Silver Blossom with your Event Ring now, or just use an Oz Ring. I'll save this bottom slot for the Oz Ring slot. You should be working towards normal or hard, lucid, and will at this point. In a party, of course. I'll be using normal for this example. So you want to work towards a Twilight Mark to replace your old Zac Eye. There's something good in between besides Commercy, but I don't recommend it because you do more dailies just to replace it anyways. From here, you'll most likely be doing hard lucid and hard will. And you can upgrade your Absolab to Arcane at this point. You can swap once you have at least 2 pieces of Arcane. Ideally weapon and something else. It'll take a very long time to swap out unless you get super lucky with boxes. But for this example, I'll just replace everything with Arcanes, since nothing much about your gear changes for a very, very long time. Also, at some point, you will replace your big beacon with a Cursed Book from Will. It's totally RNG when pitch drops, or if you win Bleak in a party. This is basically where most characters end up at until you get pitch and replace them as you get them. I don't want this to be a bossing video, but I'll talk about the type of progression and possible pitches you can get. So doing Hardly Will, you will get a book at some point. And you should also be soloing Hard Lomian at this point too. So you will be getting a Berserk and Eye Patch at some point. And then you'll be working towards normal or Chaos Tenebrous bosses. And these bosses are Gloom, Beretilla, and Darknell. From these bosses in the Chaos or Hard version, they will drop the following items. Endless Terror from Gloom, which will replace your Cornering. Plus of Suffering from Beretilla, as well as Daybreak Pendant. Most likely you get a Daybreak first, so you replace it down with Daybreak. And depending on which pitch set you are, you will use the source. If you are not 7 set, do not replace the sub pendant. Replace the Dom instead. Wait until you're 7 set to use Daybreak and source together. And finally, CFE from Darknell. When you break Gullix, you want to use the CFE and Dream Rebuild together, since they were both superior items. And eventually, when you do Black Mage, at some point, you will hopefully get a Jenny badge. And speaking of Black Mage and Jenny, you will probably live at some point too, especially nowadays, it's a lot easier. So you'll get the Jenny version of your weapon too. And here you move on to normal or hard 7. The hard version is what we care about for the Mitra emblem. Now you're basically doing easy or normal colors or culling for eventually the eternal pieces. And later on you upgrade to chaos colors and normal culling for even more pieces. Carlos drops the hat, top, and bottom. Culling will drop the top, bottom, and shoulders. And at the current endgame, you will be doing Limbo for the other 3 pieces of your eternal set. The ending was kind of scuffed, but it's basically a huge time gate at endgame and total RNG, and super expensive. Especially the Eternals. The pitch is very RNG, but that's the general gist of gear progression. I did my best to explain it, and hopefully it helped. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. And follow me on Twitch. I've been trying to stream more often, so come hang out. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.